I've chosen, as soon as I became Muslim, I chose to wear the hijab, and a few months later I chose to adopt the full chador or Iranian chador. I know that as a Muslim I'm not necessarily required to cover with the chador because a simple jilbab is enough, really. But for me, being very interested actually in the political situation of Iran, and especially being fascinated by the Islamic revolution that Ayatollah Khomeini had started, and when I was seeing all these documentaries of people coming out in the streets in masses and see all these women suddenly wearing that chador, was absolutely fascinating for me. And of course it's a cloth that covers the body the best way anyway, so that's one of the reasons. But also it's for me a symbol of the freedom that Islam has given to the women. And I know that sounds a bit paradoxical, because usually when you think about, when you see a picture of a woman in chador, you would think that, oh, this woman is oppressed, or this woman is forced to wear it, and I am not forced to wear it. If anything, actually, I would be prevented from wearing it, because people would say, why are you going to such an extreme, and it's not suitable for a non-Islamic country. And some ladies have actually told me, Iranian ladies who were secular, actually told me, how dare you wearing that when we are forced to wearing there in Iran and you are not? Why have you chosen to imprison yourself with this? This is not Islamic, this is a Persian sort of clothes. It's not an Islamic clothes. Why are you doing that? And each time my answer is, don't you think that you are the one who is actually imprisoned in your idea of what freedom should be? Because the West tells us that we have to take our clothes off to be liberated, doesn't mean that this is the truth. It's not at all. On the contrary, liberation for a woman should be to protect herself from any malicious looks from anyone, even other women. And chador complies with this. And like I said, it's the symbol for me of the liberation of the women in Iran. And I believe that the women who wear it as a choice are perhaps more happy and more careless about the way that they are supposed to look in the society. Because if everybody was wearing it, then I don't think anyone would actually, try to have a look at our bodies or try to take advantage of us. Living in Britain for a Muslim can be sometimes challenging, because here most of the people don't really care about religion. It's a country which has lost a lot of its religiousness, if I may say. People are indulging a lot in many activities that for anyone who is religious, any sort of religion, Jewish, Christian or Muslim, are forbidden. There are a lot of vice in this society. And I have personally faced a lot of problems wearing the hijab here, although I said earlier that it is a lot more tolerant than other countries. Still, there are many problems. I know that somebody actually, as I was walking in the street, spat at me and treated me, said to me that I should come back where I come from. That was in the bus, and I was just sat and finished my work, and this lady who had a bottle of wine, and she couldn't even stand properly, and she said, why are you wearing this? And why you are pretty, why are you wearing this? What for? And why don't you go back to your country? Why don't you come back where you come from? And I was shocked, because I was thinking, this lady perhaps is not even working, and I'm working here and I pay my tax, And why is it to her if I wear something or if I'm different than her? So there are some problems. There is a problem of racism in England where people start to say that Muslims should integrate the values of the West.